Hello everyone, I have great news for those who bought an apartment in Anabella Hill. This is our main project which we started selling at the beginning of June and are still selling now. And for those still in doubt, this is the #1 project in the Dominican Republic for investment. The thing is, the first piece of news is that we have received an offer from an investment company to purchase the entire project. According to our contract with the developer, we have the right to sell apartments until mid-August. Accordingly, sales will continue. If any apartments remain unsold by mid-August, they will automatically be bought out by the investment company with which the contract has already been signed. So you could say first of all that the project has been sold. The only question is how many units will go to the investment company and how many will be sold to our clients. This is the first crucial point. The second important point is that this is not the first time that various investment companies have bought out an entire project. What are they planning to do with these projects? Several projects have been bought out and the investment company won't sell apartments. Apartments are rented. This is a rental business now making a lot of money in Samaná. But in this case, the company that bought out the Anabella Hill project is planning to sell the units. What are they doing? They are fully financing the construction. They receive all the units that were not sold by mid-August, and they will not be selling them at this time. They will sell them after the construction is completed. The company conducted appraisals, meaning they assessed the current value of the units. And the price at which we are selling the units today is 20% lower than the appraised price for these units. In other words, they have clearly determined that today we are selling these apartments at 20% below market value. Naturally, since they are buying a pool of apartments, they get a discount that benefits them. Once built, they will sell these apartments for at least 30% more. So this is a solid investment component that allows them to make a profit. As a result, it turned out to be a win-win situation. That is, the clients who bought today or will buy in the coming weeks have purchased at a much lower price than the remaining apartments will be sold for after the project is completed, at least 30% less. Here's first news for you. And now the question, why are investment companies now so actively buying up projects in Samaná? The thing is, a fresh piece of news has just come out and it's all over the media in the Dominican Republic. This is news on building a new cruise terminal in Samaná. Construction has begun, the first stone has been laid, and there was a big presentation at the construction site. This is a terminal that will receive cruise liners, and it's quite large. That means several of these huge cruise liners will actually be able to dock here at the same time. Just half an hour's drive from Las Terrenas. In the Dominican Republic, everything is built very quickly. The construction is scheduled to be completed by the end of 2026. So in just a year and a half, a major cruise ship terminal will appear in Samaná, and according to experts, this will bring about 1 million tourists per year. 75% of the peninsula is wilderness. There's nothing there. There is basically right now Las Terrenas, the second city is Santa Barbara de Samaná, and the third city is Las Galeras, but that's a really small town, more like a village, you could say. So in fact, at the moment, Samaná still doesn't have a large number of developed units, hotels, and so on. Now imagine 1 million tourists a year just from cruise ship terminals. Naturally, there is still a shortage, and even now, when we compare rental prices in Las Terrenas, say, with Punta Cana, the prices here are much higher. And when such a flow of tourists arrives, the infrastructure simply won't have time to be built by then. The city is developing quickly. Supermarkets are built, everything is good. There are many restaurants, the city is wonderful. In other words, it's civilized. But these aren't enough to handle so many tourists. So there will be a housing shortage, which drives up prices and rents. Investors understand this. That's why there is such a rush today in Samaná from investment companies wanting to invest in land, in projects under construction, and so on. Regarding Anabella Hills, there are still enough units available. And of course, it's more profitable for us to sell these to our clients than to give the remaining apartments to an investment company at a discount. So there is still time. For another month and a half, these apartments will be actively sold through our company. And this is simply a fantastic investment opportunity because you are buying at more than 30% below the price these apartments will cost in just a year and a half after construction is completed. Don't miss your chance. See you again on the channel.